As you can see, it's basketball because I messed up on the title. I put it as NBA 2K16, but it's actually NBA 2K15. So I traded in WWE 2K15 for that game.
Terrible time. Well, Steve, it would have been a big gap anytime, but especially
and that dude
when you're
that
behind.
says Zelda that's walking around outside. Run.
Toronto, they've gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Lowry was guarded by Smart. Hansbrough setting the pick for DeRozan. It's tipped to the inside. Here's Valanciunas, and it's good. Walk through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Jonas Valanciunas bulked up going into last
Throw
season
it to me.
and tore up the NBA Summer League. Big things expected, but he sort of plateaued a bit in year 2, but I still think the future's bright for him.
No!
Toronto with the ball. They're rolling here with a 9-point run.
Come on. Don't let them get a point.
Outside Lowry. Pass to DeRozan. Ross with a wide open look and too long on the shot.
And for Valanciunas last season, a drop in field goal and free throw percentage. But while his rebounding improved, he's still learning NBA defense, struggling at times against pick and rolls in various matchups.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. The wide open look here for DeRozan. No good on the three.
Oh!
Valanciunas wears his heart on his sleeve. You can see how much he wants to be great.
Yeah, he's hungry. He plays with a hunger that you love to see. I mean, oftentimes he can get down on himself. It's tough to be patient, but he's only 22. I think we've got to give him a little more time. I think he's going to be really good, Kevin.
So, timeout called here. The first 4.
Sorry. I had to do something. Okay, here we go. So their goal is going to...
Lowry with the ball. Out guarded by Smart. And the shot is good. 9 points for Kyle Lowry.
Great move to the hoop, and I love the finger roll finish.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Hi, Kevin. Well, as you know, Isaiah Thomas has had to work his whole life. He's been overlooked at nearly every level, but just uses it to fuel his play. As Thomas said, I just play my heart out. That's how I've known how to play since day one. I've always been the smallest guy on the court every time I've been on it. It's no different. I just like to play hard. Guys, back to you.
Not the biggest guy, but boy, he is quick, Doris. I think that's one of his advantages. Brandon Bass is checked in for Sullinger. Turner passes to Bass. With some arc.
And Steve, not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge too.
Yep, well deserved. I mean, they have worked their tails off on the glass.
DeRozan, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
DeMar DeRozan, a first-time All-Star last year, he improved his long-range shooting. Wing threes up around 40%, and that allowed him to shoot the best overall three-point percentage of his career.
And DeRozan last season cracking 30% from long range for the first time in his young, promising career. That outside shot has been the missing part of his offensive game because we know he can get to the rack.
Bass. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
He was right there, but the defensive pressure forced that miss.
Well contested. That really made it a tough shot.
No good from Ross.
Once he had to change the shot because of the hand in his face, you knew he wasn't going to make it.
We'll talk about DeRozan attacking inside, Steve, last season among the top 5 in free throws made.
Yeah, 6'7", he's strong, he's athletic. You know, he has the ability to finish in the lane, and I just like the way he's improved as a passer as well, getting his teammates involved. Well, if they didn't look at the scoreboard, you'd think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
Wow.
Yeah, I like the energy they're playing with here, Steve. I mean, a nice uptick in their second chance points.
Clueless play. I mean, he's got to be thinking out there while he's playing.
Well, the lead's only going to get bigger unless they shore up those mistakes. They got to tighten things up here.
Dunk!
sweet a play was that?
No
Sweet
fair.
as it gets. An exquisite, beautiful alley-oop dunk.
Yeah, it was nice.
Just a gorgeous assist.
Smart kicks to Bradley. Smart dishes to Bradley. Lets it go with a three. The rebound by Hansbrough. Hansbrough's got 6 rebounds now in the game. DeRozan passes to Lowry. They set the pick. Back to DeRozan. Puts up a three. And Boston with the rebound.
Yeah.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Lowry drives in. Outside DeRozan. Back to Lowry.
They're not gonna.
And DeRozan kicks to Ross. Drains it from beyond the arc. Ross has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Boy, they've been leaning on that outside shot a little too much here in the second.
Yeah, shooting a lot of long jumpers here, Clark, and I don't like their offensive pace right now. Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
Johnson, wide open, he fires. And the 3 off target. And for the first half, a pretty long.
Jeez, that was. Jeez.
And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports, where action store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. And Steve and Clark and I are refreshed and ready to go here as well.
The Celtics have not defended well at all against Valanciunas.
12 points, and when it comes to rebounding, he's had a
My
nice night
character
there,
tried
too.
to grab
Yeah,
it.
he's really been mixing it up in the middle, getting in there and doing a lot of the dirty work for them.
Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt.
What if I got them?
Hansbrough out there with Terrence Ross. And it's Valanciunas in at the center,
Don't let
walking
them
down
score.
the middle. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there in the defense. Here's a shot, 6 of 7 at the line. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Valanciunas, a young big man with some offensive promise. He can score on the left block. He's developing a nice touch from mid-range. Very intriguing player
Don't
with
let
that
them
size
score.
and skill set.
That falls nicely that time from Kyle Lowry. Valanciunas has got 14 points for the game. Boston's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Bradley drives in, lets it go. Boston, no good that time either. Valanciunas, a mobile 7-footer with good hands. That's a nice start.
Hold on, guys. Okay. There.
It's always a great place to start when you're a big guy. Can you catch it? And not only good passes, but can you catch bad ones and finish around the rim? He can do all of that.
Here's Bradley. Nice shot from the wing. Bradley's got his 2nd bucket of the
I
night.
made it in.
Maybe with that, the lid on this basket will be lifted for him.
Don't let
The
them
dish
score.
to DeRozan. Lowry a screen on Bradley. A wide open look here for DeRozan. And he's good on the 3-ball. DeRozan's got 9.
Wait, what was that? What was... Huh. Hold on.
That's 4 straight from the field, guys. Off to a quick start this 3rd quarter.
They grabbed their own miss. The second chance effort. Passes shot. Good.
Oh,
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Raptors are
Hold on.
on 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break.
Let them get it
Terrific
in.
start to the 3rd quarter. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Lowry setting the pick for DeRozan. There's the screen. He feeds it to Valanciunas. DeRozan dishes to Lowry. Second shot opportunity. He lays it in. Hansbrough's got his second basket of the game.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Bass can't get it to go.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he shot the ball anything like he's capable
Don't
of.
let them score.
Well, the Toronto Raptors guys looking at a rebrand for a team starting next season to celebrate their 20th anniversary in the league. Boy, time flies. New colors, Steve, and a new logo.
Yeah, they'd even considered a name change, but decided to stick with the Raptors. But a chance perhaps to go with that bird of prey connotation
Well, that's
rather
the
than
end
a
of the
dinosaur.
story. Wait.
Here's Smart. And it's well off target.
Trailing here in the game, you can look at his performance as a direct indicator of why they're losing.
There's the pick. Too long in the paint. He's hit with a 3-second violation.
I do not.
And you go
I
back
was
to
just
when the
walking around
Raptors
in that car.
came into existence in 1995. It was Jurassic Mania, thanks to the hit movie at that time. That influenced the fan vote when it came to the team's name, but I think the Torontosaurus theme
Don't let them
may
score.
soon go extinct.
Patterson, he's checked in for Toronto. Then for the Celtics, Sullinger's checked in for Tyler Zeller. Nerebko comes in for Brandon Bass. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Bradley.
That would have been
That's a
a
great shot if
three-pointer
there's
if
1
I
second
made
left in
that.
the game.
Yeah, that would be the good time to do it. Not now, though.
Well, you talk about the branding of this Raptors team, the new uniforms. Of course, we saw the Toronto-bred rapper Drake in a lot of their games sitting courtside. They had the playoff run last year. This is, I think, an up and
Hold on.
coming franchise with a lot of appeal. Jared Sullinger last season unleashed as a scorer with Boston, embarking on their rebuilding project. He got more opportunities in the paint. He started to fire away from deep. His shooting percentages weren't great, but I thought it was an excellent season for Sullinger, exploring his game and trying to expand it.
Johnson, he's checked in for the Raptors. Williams comes in for Terrence Ross. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Boston. Jay Crowder comes in for Smart.
You know, who says the big guy doesn't like to attack the basket? I mean, you could have fooled me on that one.
Yeah, nice change of pace for him to power one home.
Yeah, it's not usually his role, but he takes advantage of the situation there.
And Sullinger was given the green light from long range. He got a nice shooting stroke for a big guy, and the Celtics are hoping he can become a bit like Kevin Love. But he managed only mid-20s from behind the arc. So the experiment called into question by some.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Johnson comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry.
Turn this way.
And the Raptors with possession. They're on a 16-5 run. Vasquez, that's good. And Sullinger got off to a hot start, but Steve hand and wrist injuries may have hampered his shooting just a bit.
Yeah, with his high skill level, I would expect him to improve his shooting with time. You know, even if he's less of a focal point for their offense. You know, he was smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Agreed. As long as he picks his spots, his outside shot will be hard to block, no matter who's on him.
Here's Vasquez. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Williams has got 4 assists now tonight.
And what jumps out at you guys, the assist totals. I mean, they have been dominant in that category. It's the ball movement, the player movement, a great rhythm to their offense.
Clearly seems to me a different mindset between these teams.
And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Raptors.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And the other thing, guys, defensively, a great job of closing out and blocking shots. You're not doing your team any good forcing a shot like that one.
You know, I agree. He's got to know better than that.
Patterson, the screen, and there's the defensive 3-second call. The Raptors have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
You know, Boston has shown they're a team that's not afraid to make a deal with one of their stars if they think it's going to benefit the team, and quite often those deals have worked out for them.
And then Johnson with the jam. There's 49 seconds left to play in the third. To end the run. Goes back up. And that's 2 points on the layup. And that's now 6 points for Kelly Olynyk.
I like the way they got the ball inside there.
Toronto's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Now here's Vasquez. He's covered closely. There's the pass to Johnson. Lets it go from 11. And another basket for Toronto.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
Boston shooting a pretty brutal 29% since the break. From the line, Jerebko can't get it to go.
Well, the shot was there for him, and he had to take it. I don't care if he didn't convert it. He's got to take that every time.
And Williams with the basket on the assist by Vasquez.
I got it.
Basket.
Zayden.